Fulfill
All right, get
creativity
ready for
for
a
your
wild
ideas
ride.
with Google
We're about to go
Workspace
on a
7.
journey that starts in the ancient, sacred riverbeds of India and, believe it or not, ends up in the world of modern physics. We're going to unpack the Gurmukhi alphabet and uncover this incredible hidden story that connects geography, divinity, music, and, well, the very code of the cosmos.
So, here's our game plan for today. We'll start with the sacred landscape, the where of our story. Then, we'll get into the divine lineage of the gurus. After that, we're going to tune into the sound of Gurumukhi, break down the alphabet itself, and finally, dive into this mind-blowing idea that this ancient script might actually be a cosmic code.
You know, every great story needs a setting, right? Well, ours begins in a land literally shaped by sacred waters. And this isn't just some pretty background scenery. The geography here is a main character in the story of the Sikh gurus.
And the person who fires the starting pistol on this whole thing is the very first Sikh guru, Guru Nanak Dev Ji. His journey from the epic Indus River to the Sacred Bein River, well, that one trip basically sets the stage, both geographically and spiritually, for everything that's about to unfold.
And you have to understand, these rivers are so much more than just water. They're like the arteries of the region. The Beas flows into the Sutlej and Beas rivers at this really important junction called Harike Pattan. This creates this powerful interconnected network that links up all these holy sites, like Damdama Sahib, which was once this ancient gateway to India.
And this is where it gets really cool. You see this incredible convergence happening. The first Guru, Guru Nanak Dev Ji, is tied to the Indus River system. But the 10th Guru, Guru Gobind Singh Ji, he was born near the sacred Ganga. Their paths, their influence, they physically meet in this one region. And that meeting transforms the land into what became known as Guru Ki Kashi, a massive center for learning and wisdom.
Okay, so we've got the where of the story. Now let's talk about the who, because the history of the people who walk this land is woven so deeply into the fabric of the place itself, and it goes back, way back.
I mean, check out this timeline. It is absolutely epic. The ancestry of the Sikh gurus is traced all the way back to Love and Kush, the sons of Lord Rama. Their two lineages, the Bedis and the Sodhis, split apart ages ago. And then centuries and centuries later, you see the gurus consciously working to bring these ancient lines back together, establishing these amazing centers of learning and ultimately founding the Khalsa Panth. It's all connected, the land, the history, the lineage.
And this is so important to get. None of this was an accident. It wasn't random. The gurus were like spiritual city planners. They intentionally designed and built this network of holy cities, Amritsar, Kador Sahib, and Anandpur Sahib. And in doing so, they literally transformed the entire landscape into this vibrant heartland for education and spirituality.
So we have the land, and we have the people. But what does this place sound like? Well, a totally unique system of music emerged from these exact regions, a sound that is completely inseparable from the Gurumukhi script itself.
The sacred music here is basically built on 3 pillars. Think of it like a recipe. First, you've got the raga. That's the melodic framework, the mood, the soul of the music, often played on the rabab. Then you have the tala, which is the rhythm, the heartbeat, played on the tabla. And when you mix those two together, you get the beautiful melody, which might be carried by something like a harmonium.
But this is way more than just some tunes. The source material calls it a complete musicology. And guess where it was born? In the exact same area we've been talking about, the Grand Puwata regions. It is the literal soundtrack, the auditory soul for the sacred Gurbani scriptures. It's the sound of the script coming alive.
All right, we've explored the land, we've heard its sound. Now let's look at the actual code that pulls it all together, the Gurumukhi script and its 52 letters. Now this is where my mind was kind of blown. The theory is that the alphabet's structure is its music. It's built in layers, and each layer matches a musical part. You have 16 vowel symbols that are like the raga, then 16 vowels for the melody, 16 consonants for the rhythm, the tabla beat, and then these 4 special letters that represent the akash tat, the space element, the silence between the notes.
And what does that all add up to? 52. That is the magic number here. It represents the entire complete set of what are called akhar letter streams that make up this whole system. And this whole system has a name, Bhavan Akri Akari. And it's not just a fancy way of saying 52 letters. It refers to this complete, sacred, and totally interconnected system of sound, structure, and, well, meaning.
Okay, so I hope you're buckled in, because this is where our story takes an incredible leap. A jump from this ancient spiritual script straight into the fundamental laws of modern science.
The text basically asks this massive question. It suggests that the 35 core letters of Gurmukhi aren't just random shapes on a page. What if? What if they're arranged with a hidden logic? A logic that mirrors the building blocks of our actual universe.
I mean, just look at this. The parallel is pretty stunning. On one side, you've got the 35 core consonants of Gurmukhi, laid out in this perfect 7x5 grid. The argument is that this structure is basically an echo of the periodic table of elements, which, as you know, organizes the building blocks of our entire physical world into rows and columns. It's wild.
And the theory doesn't even stop with chemistry. It goes straight into physics to try and explain how these letter elements interact with each other. It's proposing that just like there are physical laws for how particles attract and behave, there are these underlying principles that look a lot like concepts from quantum mechanics governing the relationships between the letters of the alphabet. Now, to really wrap our heads around this link between sound, script, and structure, we need to talk about cymatics. It's basically the science of making sound visible. It's how sound waves and vibrations can create these beautiful, complex geometric patterns.
And this brings us to the ultimate visual metaphor from the source material. The idea is, if you could actually see the complete sound of the entire 52-letter system, it would form a perfect flower. It's not just a script anymore, it's a living, geometric shape created by pure sound.
And the anatomy of this flower maps perfectly to the alphabet structure we just talked about. Those 16 vowel symbols, they form the upper petals. The 16 vowels are the central petals. The 16 consonants become the leaf junctions at the bottom. And those 4 special space element letters, they become the flower's filaments. It all fits together.
So in the end, we're left with this really powerful question. This isn't about proving a scientific theory right here, right now. It's about opening our minds to a completely different way of seeing the world. A world where an alphabet isn't just a tool for language, but maybe, just maybe, a key to physics and geometry. It really makes you wonder, right? What other profound knowledge is hiding in plain sight, encoded in the ancient wisdom of our ancestors, just waiting for us to find the right way to look at it?